I was in high school between 1997 and 2001, and here's who I would have fan casted for the ACOTAR TV show if it had existed then, and I could have talked all about it on my GeoCities page. First up, the part of Farrah would have been played by the queen of the 90s, Sarah Michelle Gellar. You all know it's true. They would have cast her. Wouldn't have been good, but they would have cast her. Next up, Tamlin. You needed to trust him. You need to trust him, right? Brad Pitt. Look at the hair. Come on. That's Tamlin. Reese. He was in everything. He owned the 90s. Sorry, it's going to be Johnny Depp. But I mean, in the 90s, Johnny Depp really is a really good Reese, if you ask me. I'd hit that. Nesta. Alicia Silverstone. I don't agree with it, but she absolutely would have been cast as this in circa 1999. Cassian would have been Andrew Keegan because he was really big when I was in high school. I'm just saying, he wouldn't have been good, but it would have been him. I stand by this casting of Lucian. He would have been great. Heath Ledger. Oh, we would have all simped for him so hard, and you know it. I would argue this person could still play this character today. Keanu Reeves as Azrael. Ooh, he would have been so good as the brooding silent type. Elaine is a hard one to cast, but I'm going to have to give it to Heather Graham. Only because, doesn't this picture scream Elaine? She was really hot shit for a while. Amarantha would have been played by Lucy Lawless. Look at this. She still would knock that out of the park. I love you, Lucy Lawless. Amryn would have been played by Selma Blair purely because of the haircut. I do agree Amryn should be played by a person of color, but this is the 90s we're talking about here. It's all about the haircut. The Bone Carver would have been played by Jim Carrey, and people would have been like, this sucks so much. And then he would have been so good at it, we would have been like, how could anyone else have been the Bone Carver? It's Jim Carrey all along. Emery would be played by Rachel Weisz. Yeah, come on, you know that would have been a good one. Is he a good guy? Is he a bad guy? Nobody knows. It's Leonardo DiCaprio as Eris. Yeah, it would have been perfect. I'm sorry, but it would have. Gwen would have been Liv Tyler. They wouldn't have dyed her hair red, but could you imagine Liv Tyler and Keanu Reeves like flirting with each other? Oh, I would have watched that show all day long. Helene would be played by Will Smith. Of course, because he owns the 90s. Owned it. Nobody could compete. Stay tuned for part 2. There's part 2. It's coming up, I swear.